it's Tanya with Red Cardinal Crafts. How you doing? So today I got out my journals and I'm gonna do a flip through of this one. It's not done yet, but it's my childhood journal that I put together. She's very chunky. I still need to put some photos in here. Like all our childhood photos are at Annette's in Mom and Dad's photo albums. So I just need to like scan them and yeah, get copies of all the photos. These are all little buttons. Annette and I used to love playing in Mom's button bag. These aren't the buttons from Mom's button bag, but they're buttons, represents. And then I have my Barbie roller skate. I know, that's very cute. All right, so inside, make sure that I'm, okay. So inside, I have a little library card. This is the information about my birth. My last name was Horn. So I have a little H up here, and I was born on May 23rd, and I believe it was 10:44 at night, but I wanted to confirm that, and I think I was 7'5", I think. So I don't remember which one. Little golden books were my life back then. This is Annette and I. Oh my God, I had big rubber pants on. And then this is, we went to PEI, and these were like little mechanical dogs, and I was convinced that they weren't real. Anyway, I'm just writing about my life. Where on earth have you been today? Riding my red motorcycle down the sidewalk. I had this cute little red motorcycle. I'm sure I have a picture of it somewhere, but I would just go flying down the main road on the sidewalk, like just flying. And yeah, I was kind of totally unsupervised. Don't know how I didn't die. Playing on bikes in the driveway, watching Annette and her friends dance to Bay City Rollers in Tanya Fryer's garage. This is who I was named after, my 5-year-old sister's friend, Tanya. She came up with my name. And then playing on the swings and in our sandbox and playing with Elizabeth across the street. She was my friend across the street. And then this was stuff. I walked up the slide and fell down. I walked up this way and then fell, knocked the wind out of myself, and Annette had her pick me up and run around trying to find Mom. Pogo stick, Annette had one. I never got the hang of it. Dad made us a sandbox. It was just like this. We had these little triangle seats, and I was always kind of scared to dig at the sand in the corners because there was spiders. I had a little piggy bank that I painted, something like that. We had these roller skates and we left them outside one night and they were stolen. Oh, Mom was not happy. And then we had our stove, and I had an ear infection, and I would run around with them chasing me around the house going, you have to have your medication. And I didn't like the feeling of it going in my ears. So in order for me to do it, I would have to lay on the floor, hold on to this handle of the stove, and they said if I finished and I got it done, I could watch Little House on the Prairie. So, and then we also had this weird, it was like a pastry brush, and it was that same color green, and I would just take it to the drawer and go around and paint. I forgot about all my alarms. So yeah, I would just go around and pretend I was painting. And then this was a picture that I made for Mom and Dad from Tanya. So this was where Dad worked, Nova Scotia Association of Assessing Officers. This is where we got all our paper when we were kids, was from Mom and Dad's offices. Love you. This was the cover of my math book. So we used to get these little scribblers, and I thought it was so cool because when the girls were in Bermuda, they had the same kind of scribblers. My report card's in the way, but you could see that it said Tanya Math, so it would peek out from the thing. This is my report card, Mom and Dad's signatures. And I wrote about how math was always my hardest thing. And then this is a lovely card from the teacher I had, Mrs. Fleming. Her printing is impeccable, but I write here how I didn't get one of the answers on my math test, and she told me to go finish it, and I did, and I may or may not have cheated off the kid next to me because it was grade 2. I didn't know the answer, and I went up and passed it in. She slapped me across the face. So, hi, Mrs. Fleming. Hope you're doing well. Mrs. McKay, this was my primary teacher. She was so good. Tanya is congenial and seems very happy in school. She knows her letters, counts accurately to 30, and follows directions. She is developing good auditory perception in recognizing beginning rhyming sounds in words. Well, there you go. Anyway, so those are my report cards from back then. And this is a sample of some of my math. I did good. It just all goes downhill from here. There's a little card I made for Mom and Dad. This is me jumping off a stool, I think. I don't know. This is Mary and Joseph. Snowman. So I probably was about 5. Okay, I'm melting, so I have to put on my fan. So pardon the sound. My apologies. Okay. Christmas was just always a big thing in our house. I loved Christmas. This, check this out. My grandparents went to Disney. Sending you a Mickey Mouse card. We're going to Disney World tomorrow. Love, Nana and Papa. Aw. And then this was, it's dated 1980, so I would have been 9. And this was a Christmas card from them, from Nana and Papa. I don't know who wrote it because it says, Papa would have wrote this, but he put 2 N's and 2 P's for Nana and Papa. Anyway, Mickey was my guy. And we used to have a little canary named Buttercup. This is me. A card that I made. Here's the hope that Mother's Day is nice for you in every way. And hope the year is happy too for the nicest mother, you. Wasn't I sweet? This is from Annette and Tanya. Oh my God, swimming lessons. So I wrote all about swimming lessons. I have the little Fisher-Price desk, and you would put the things in the magnet letters. So I just took that out of it because I thought that was cute. This is my swimming thing, and I used to have to go swimming on Saturday nights, I think it was. These were my swimming badges. I didn't get the next one. I failed. I think this was my first one. This was the second one. And I failed because I couldn't swim on my back. I was holding onto the wall the whole time. So she failed me. I was so discouraged. My house. And then this says that Dad used to tell me stories when he tucked me in at night. He would always start and say when Dad was a little boy, and he'd kneel next to my bed and his stories were the best. And Mom years later was like, oh, I thought you were reading books to her, but it was all stories of stuff he was doing when he was little. I put this page in because I got 100% on my math. And this is actually a McDonald's McDonaldland cookies, and I just said that McDonald's was always a big deal when we would go. And then I said years later Scott would convince me to try a cheeseburger, ketchup, mustard, onion, and pickles, and I've been eating those ever since because we always used to get plain hamburgers. Oh my gosh. So I still have to put photos. This was another one of my books. This is for printing. These were all my little cards that I used to use for Valentine's Day. Obviously these ones weren't used. And then this one was from Nana and Papa, and they gave us $1. That's an old Canadian dollar bill. Nice and crisp. And then this was my practicing my letter L, and then I don't know, I think I got frustrated. But these were the best. You got a little stamp, and it was always this purplish ink. Oh my God, loved it. Annette and I, whenever we went camping, we would use scrapbooks. We used to get these scrapbooks at Zeller's, and we'd fill it up with stuff when we went camping. So I used the cover of mine to do this. And then this was, who is this? Oh, I think these were from these people that we met in the hospital. So we had to go to the hospital for sick kids in Toronto back in '77. And this was, I was 6 years old. Mom had a disease in her family called Wilson's disease, and we had to be tested for it. Mom's brother and sister died when they were young. Her brother was 9 and her sister was 15. And then when Mom was 13, she was told that it was going to happen to her too. So stressful life Mom had because of that. But yeah, this was my plane ticket. And it was $130 to go to Toronto. Tanya Horn, age 6. And it was around Christmas, and we got to go to the Santa Claus parade while we were there. It was very cool. And I was very sad because I didn't bring my skates. I wanted to go skating. My name is Tanya. I go to Southdale School. I am in grade 1. I am 6 years old. I like to play ball with my sister. Yes. Birthday. Oh my goodness. That's what I looked like. That's after my pigtails came off. That was my hair. This was like a silky blouse, and I used to use this little butterfly pin. Oh my God. But this is the age I was when Annette gave me this little Mickey Mouse. This is a picture of him, and that's the actual size of him. This is the doll she gave me, and she gave me the monster at the end of the book. My favorite book. And I remember taking it to school, but I got in trouble because I was playing with my doll. We used to have Steak and Stein, and they used to give you birthday card, and then you could get a junior hamburger platter and your favorite pop free of charge on your birthday, and it was from Buddy and the Gang. And then this was my big wheel, my powder puff. Oh my God, this was awesome. I remember driving through the house that morning that I got it. Oh my God, it was so fun. And my little motorcycle kept breaking. The front kept falling off because I was getting too big for it. And my papa would try to weld it together. I mean, the thing was plastic. So he would try to put it together, but eventually I traded it in for my powder puff. Loved it. This is actually funny because this is the story of Ping. And I have the original book with the kids' baby stuff, but I found a copy of it. This was the story about Ping, and this was the very first story that Scott ever read to the girls when they were babies. Fun fact, and it was one of my favorites when I was little. Isn't that cute? The ducks would get whacked if they got to the boat too late. This is from my grandfather. Okay, so Dad's dad had a stroke. And I was 7 or 8, I think, when he died. I made him this card when he was in the hospital. Poor guy. He's laying on hearts, and he's awfully sore, I'm sure, laying on that thing. And that was his juice. And I put "Get well soon" to Granddad Love Tanya. And the day he died, we were at our other grandparents' place, and I remember when Mom and Dad came in the door, I could see the card in Mom's hand, and I didn't think he liked his card. And she's like, "No, honey, he died." And it was just like, oh my God. And I've always thought of this card. And 4 years ago, after Dad passed away, Annette and I went through all of Mom and Dad's stuff. Mom had a whole bunch of stuff in her cedar chest, and this card was there. I could not believe it. I've thought of this card all my life. So Mom was like me. She kept all the stuff. This was from my Nana. This was from Dad's mom. Canadian Tire money. That was fun. Oh, and this is a scooter. This was a scooter I had. We went to Mactaquac in Fredericton, New Brunswick to go camping, and I found this scooter, and it was the best thing ever. It had handbrakes and this little thing in the back that you would pump to make the thing go. It had a chain. Oh my God, it was the coolest thing. Sports Day, 1981 at Bel Air. That was my next school because I moved in grade 3. And then this is all report cards from then. And this was my school card. Okay, so this was grade 4, this is grade 5, and this is grade 6. That was my friend Kelly, and this was for my friend Natalie, but I called her Nan, and this was her sister Jennifer. And then I have 4 to 3 people have trouble with fractions, because again, math for me was difficult. And that was from my friend Nan, and this was our class picture. This was me in grade 3, and I always got mixed up with Nicole, and it used to drive me crazy, but I had my little blue shoes. This was Mrs. Wagner, and oh my God, this, where is she? Is she here? Yeah, Lisa Scott and I were home in Halifax a few years ago, and we were at this pub with Annette and Brian, and she was sitting in the room, and she was like, oh my God. I was like, is that you? And she's like, yes. And she was sitting there with Lara. So I think I can remember everyone's name. This is Denise, forget her. I think Connie, Lara, Nina, Nicole, me, Beth, I forget, Lisa, Elena, I forget, Kelly, Nan, I forget, Karen, Michelle, Raj, Jeffrey Elliott, Jonathan, Robbie, Philip, Lee. He called me gorilla legs, so I had to start shaving my legs. Jonathan, I forget, Richard, and Kevin. This was a book that Mrs. Wagner gave me. At the end of the year, she gave everyone a book, and she gave everyone, the girls got flowers, and I think the guys got rocks. And then she also gave us a book that had to do with our interests, and she knew that I love to draw, so she gave me an art book. And her writing, oh my God, was lovely. Oh my God, she was so good. She said, I especially like the card that you made. Oh, dear Tanya, thank you so much for the lovely gift. The apple-shaped candle is very interesting. Oh God. I plan to use it for a candle light. Oh, for a candlelight supper sometime. I especially like the card that you made. It is very artistic, like so many things you do. I may use that idea in my class next year. I enjoyed having you as a student. I hope you are having a lovely holiday. She was amazing. And then this was the coolest thing. Dear parents, our class plans to have Pioneer Days, and you were invited to our play, Little Red Schoolhouse. Oh my God. And Mom had made a prairie outfit, I don't know what you're supposed to call it, with the bonnet and everything for Annette one year. So I got to wear that to school. Oh my God. I had like the legit like Little House on the Prairie bonnet, and I could tie it and have the bonnet off. Oh my God. And we made ice cream. Oh my gosh. And it was still wintry, so we put the ice cream maker out in the snow to keep it cold, and we would stir the ice cream. Oh my God, it was the best ice cream I've ever had. We had it on graham crackers. Oh my God. I loved grade 3. Okay, so this was me, Nan, Karen, Nina, and Amanda? Trisha. That was Nina's party. And then Mama. This is my French class. Oui, oui. That's a Mother's Day card, I think. And then this was a pattern that I found. This was a little outfit that my Barbie's baby had. I think it's actually Annette's. But anyway, and then this in here, I put my favorite Barbie dress. I loved this dress. Oh my God, it was so cute. So I kept my little Barbie dress. She wore that all the time. This is me and Bubba Wiseworth. I don't know if anyone remembers the soap opera Texas, but there was a character called Bubba Wiseworth, and that's what I named my giant gorilla. This is me Christmas morning. How old was I? 82. So I was 10. Oh my God. 80, no, 11? Born in 71, 81, I would have been, I was 11. All right, math, see? These are little Easter cards from Nana Horn and Nana and Papa. And just some more paper to fill out from Mom and Dad. This, do you guys remember these? When they would print stuff, it would be like this purpley one, and sometimes you got like the really dark printing. Oh my God. Some of them were all really faded. I forget what the machine was called, but Annette showed it to me. It was on Pinterest. Love, Granddad. May 23rd, 1979. This was probably my last card from him. I can't remember when he died. It was 79 or 80, but I forget what time of year it was. And I didn't understand because he wasn't there, like there wasn't a coffin, because he donated his body to science, and then that's what Dad did as well. And then Mrs. Hartling, she was my grade 5 teacher. She was really sweet. Jesus, Scott. I'm filming. Oh my God. Why do you do that?
I just want to say good morning.
I just pulled something in my knee and my back. Ow. Oh my God. It's lovely to... Huh? Do I want to iron one of your new shirts? No.
Please?
No.
I drove you to work yesterday.
I know you drove me to work yesterday. You were able to. Oh, my back, Scott. You really screwed up my back. Oh, God, seriously. Oh my God. Oh. Mm. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I might be able to iron his shirt because I'm not going to be able to go to work. Oh my God. Oh, that hurt. Okay. I'll kill him later. Okay. This was a card. This was for Mom, and it was from Love Tanya, Mickey, and Teddy. Mickey being my Mickey Mouse. Teddy being my hamster. Just like Millie's here over there. Millie's actually a little cuter than Teddy was, but Teddy was a good hamster. Oh my God. He was so cute. I think Teddy was a girl, now that I think about it. Yeah, Teddy was a girl. I belong to the Girl Guides of Canada, and I have a picture of my sash. This is actually it. I still have it. And then I took a picture of all the badges, and I cut them out. And this was my collector badge. I got that for all my Mickey Mouse stuff. I had the most Mickey Mouse stuff. And this is an actual patch, Nova Scotia Girl Guides, the red rose. This was the guide program, first aid, fire brigade, fire safety, citizen, hostess, collecting music, and fitness. I don't know what the B was in this one. I don't know. And then I became a Pathfinder. And a bunch of us were Pathfinders, and we were left in the woods in a tent. We were cold. We had no food. It was horrible. We didn't realize how much on our own we were supposed to be. So anyway, and then we went down to a lake, and we all got splashed, and we were freezing. Anyway, we were having a water fight. More of these stamps. Love those. A for apple. This is supposed to be me and Annette. We shared a room. Call the cat. Bob is big. Don't do that. Dick Day. This is one of my drawings of Dad. I think it's Dad. And then, well, he has pants on, so yeah, that would be Dad. Because I had a dress. These are swimming badges I got later in life. I had a burgundy bathing suit. It was horrible. It was so ugly. This is Taffy. This is Nana's dog. And Taffy used to chase Sam. Sam was the cat. And they were so cute. And they'd run around through the kitchen. And I may or may not have mentioned that at one point in my life, I tried to pick Taffy up. I could never pick up this dog. He was just, it was all ribs, and I didn't know how to pick him up, and I dropped him, and I feel really bad. I dropped him in the driveway. I may have hurt his back, and I didn't tell anybody, but he was okay. He was still walking and everything, but I always felt really bad. And then I remember the night that my aunt got this dog, because she lived with Nana and Papa, and she brought Taffy was a girl, brought her to our house, and Annette and I had just gone to bed, but we were allowed to get up and see the puppy, and she was this big, and I wasn't allowed to hold it. My aunt wouldn't let me hold her. My sister got to hold her. I've never been so hurt in all my life. It still to this day upsets me. This was me and my friend Denise. This was, oh my God, we were 12. Dad used to drop us off at the movie theater and give us $10, and that would get both of us into the movie. We could go shopping. We still had money after the movie, after we had popcorn, pop, and candy, and the movie. and we would go shopping in the mall. $10. What year was that? 83. This was at our cottage. So mom and dad had friends that had this cottage, and they moved out here to BC, and the husband hated to fly. So they were like, you know what, we're not going to be coming back and forth across the country, so you guys can use the cottage. So we took care of the cottage and did the upkeep and everything of it. And we would go in the winter and put all our stuff on toboggans and pull it in through the woods, because we had to go like a mile in through the woods, and the roads weren't plowed or anything, because it was just old road through the forest. So that was us. And then dad would clear off a patch of ice. And one year we went, and it was so cold that mom spilt water at the sink, and it froze rolling down the cupboards. It was that cold in the cottage. This is me behind a little fishing boat skiing. The water skis finally fit me. At one point, dad had painted this yellow board, and I just used to stand on the board, and he made like a rope handle that I could hold on to. And then my balance was so good I could let go of the handle, and I just stood on this board, and he pulled me around the lake. This was one year for my birthday. I got to take my friends with me. That was my 14th birthday. So it was Tanya, Terry, me, Joanne, and Natalie. So my friend Natalie moved away when we were in grade 5. Devastated. And then that's where that girl Kelly came into the picture. And her and I were friends. And yeah, my childhood was ruined because my friend moved away. She eventually moved back, but we were never that close again. This is Smurfs. Loved the Smurfs. This was from a viewfinder. Okay, if anyone remembers Another World, this was Jake and Marley. They were at the Christmas Daddies in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And we got to stand that close. I don't know. Nan's mom took us. Yeah, we got to stand that close. I don't know how that happened, but we were very excited. A B. This is Dad at my first communion. Lovely. My God, he looked older than when he was like 70. Little writing sample. And what else do we have here? Oh, self-portrait. My drawing was not always good. This, oh my God, you remember this? In elementary, we used to have to wrap our books to protect the covers. And they used to give us this, and it was about smoking. It was like, don't smoke. This is so the wolf came to the 3 little pigs, and he couldn't huff and puff because he smoked. So there you go. This is our cousin Anne. She lives in Chicago. She's like Annette's age. And this was, oh my God, I looked so cute here. I had my little beehive hairdo. Oh my God, Mom made that dress. I still have the dress. I was a flower girl at my Uncle Stephen's wedding. I was so painfully shy, and we ended up leaving early because Annette had a migraine. Oh my God, she used to get the worst headaches, and she was like throwing up and sick, so we left the wedding. This, I put in, this should be in my Calgary thing, but my Aunt Roseanne took us, Annette and I, when we were little, to her boyfriend's place, and they had a horse, and they put me on the horse, and I was about 5 years old, and the horse took off and ran towards the ocean, and I was hanging off the horse. I was hanging on for dear life, and they were like all panicked, and they ran after the horse, and it stopped right at the ocean, and they came down, and they were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and I was like, oh my God, make him do that again. Like, I was so excited. This was our holiday trailer. The brand was actually Holiday. This is Dad drying Annette's hair. He's being a little hairdresser. This is grade 9. Oh my God, this would have been 86. Again, it's the same kids. It's Robbie, Kevin, some new kid, Laurel. I lost my friend Laurel a few years ago when we lived in Calgary. She passed away. She was so sick. This is me and Scott. This was Ian. That's who my friend Nan liked. Oh my God. Scary. 80s. I love it. Another card, 7th birthday from Michelle and Glenn. Those are my cousins. That's Michelle. Her and I are the same age. She used to live here in Vancouver. This is a letter that I didn't know I wrote. Mom labeled it, says letter to Papa from Tanya 2 years after his death. And it was basically a letter saying that I loved him so much and I never told him that. I was so shy around my grandfather, but I just thought he was the coolest person. He taught me how to roller skate backwards. He was sitting in a lawn chair smoking, but he told me how to move my feet. And he would just watch. He was just so quiet, but just a lovely, lovely man. And just so, knowledgeable. He knew how to build stuff, and he taught Dad a lot of things, and he was just so lovely. He died of cancer the year Annette got married. This just represents costumes that we had when we were little. This was from my friend Annette Hickey. Wait, there's more in here. Oh, more birthday cards. Look at the cards. Oh my God. It's so fun. You're 8. You're 8 today. Birthday cards. What time is it? I gotta go to work. Okay. Dear Tanya, love Nana. Since you play and sing along so well with the ukulele, I hope to hear you play the recorder too. Maybe you will draw a picture for me sometime. I remember I drew a really cool picture of my Mickey Mouse and I mailed it to her. And I always wished I had kept the drawing because it was really good. Love Tanya, Mickey, and everyone, Elsa. E-L-S-A. I had a lot of stuffed toys. Okay. My social studies. Safety first. Look both ways when crossing the street. That was my house. Why was it red? Was it red? Annette? I know it was yellow at some point. This is from Annette. Tanya, sweetheart, I made your bed. How kind of me. Now I know you just wish there was some way you could return such a sweet favor. Well, your wish has come true. Can you unload the dishwasher? A small repayment, I know, but it's acceptable. Thanks, Annette. Oh my God, she hasn't changed. Okay, these are all little Christmas cards from Nana and Papa. And this was for Dad from Annette and I. And then this, oh my God. Okay, so Hostess Taquitos. These were zesty cheese chips. These were taquitos before they became Doritos. So there you go. This is how my family used to leave notes. We used to write on, why we never had a pad of paper, I don't know. Mom worked in the stationery business too, so I don't know why. But we used to write on paper towel. So I said, Mom, I have my keys just in case. I will leave the hill around 11. We were going sliding. That is if Shelly drives me. If not, I'll leave at 10:30 and walk with someone. Don't worry, I won't be alone. Tanya will probably walk home with me. I had a friend, Tanya. Chances are I'll be home around 10:45. We're probably going to be so wet and cold anyway. Don't worry. It's just a bunch of friends sliding at Settle Lake. Trust. I must have meant trust me. I dressed warm and left around 9. So don't think I'm up to any funny business, Mom. Because I've told you right here that I'm not. That sounds so guilty. It was fine. Nothing happened, but there must have been boys going to be there. It sounds like there was going to be boys. And I didn't want her to know that. It's pathetic. Okay. For Dad. And then this was my babysitting card. My babysitting course, March 13th, 1985. I was wearing a windbreaker. I had my Walkman inside my windbreaker. She used me as a demonstration to show how to do the Heimlich maneuver. I forgot to tell her my Walkman was in there, so when she did it, she basically pushed and jammed my Walkman into my stomach. And I made a sound that sounded like, huh. And everyone in the class laughed at me, and I was mortified because I was a very shy person. But then I was done, and I wore my Walkman and walked to Dad's office, and he drove me home. This is me. God help me. This is back in grade 9 when Scott and I were dating. I was 14. That's what I looked like. I thought it was so cool. And these, these were dark green pants. But no, they weren't just pants. They were short pants. They were gauchos. Do you remember gauchos? They're sort of like capris, like wide leg capris with my yellow blouse, which was kind of a scratchy shirt. And then I had these like taupe earrings that looked like fishing lures, although they weren't as fancy as Joanne's, who were like, they were really long. And then this is Terry. So the three of us used to hang out all together. And then Terry and I had a fight one time because she just drove me crazy, and she was talking about her sister all the time. Her sister went to the Olympics in '84, and yes, that's a big deal. She went for swimming, and she just wouldn't stop talking about it. And I just lost it one day, and I said, oh my God, would you shut up about your sister? And then we kind of never talked after that, and I feel really bad. But there was one day where we were walking to school when we were friends, and our friend Joanne had braces, and she had her jaw wired shut, and it was winter, and I slipped and I smacked her in the face, and it actually sounded like that. Oh my God, I felt so bad. She was in so much pain. And then this is me. I took some pictures of myself, and that was Terry. This was grade 9 grad. Oh my God, look at the hair. Oh dear God. This was Christmas at our house. I was very excited because I got my first bike. I didn't get my first bike until I was 14. It was like a pink bike, a pink 12-speed. It wasn't a 10-speed, it was a 12-speed, and I made sure I told everybody that because it was cooler. It was my friend Nan. It was her sister Jennifer, and she had Bedtime Bear, Care Bear. I always wanted Bedtime Bear, and this was her toy Dubba. We used to torture that kid with Dubba. We'd hide him, and she'd get so upset. Rescuers. I put this in here because I remember going to that movie. I remember waiting in line, going to that movie at the theater. And that's the end. So I still have some journaling to do. I still have photos to put in here. I still have more memories, I'm sure, that I will add. But that was my childhood in a nutshell. I hope everyone is safe, happy, and healthy. And I hope you like this video. And I'll be back with some more videos soon. All right, take care, guys. See ya.